Greetings, people of the interwebs. Jake here, and I just got done watching the Lego Batman movie, and it is so good. Like I figured it'd be good. It definitely met my expectations, um, because it's not only a good parody of Batman just throughout the 70-year span of Batman's existence through comics, movies, and basically every media. Um, it makes fun of, which I think is very appropriate because as much as we all love Batman and all these comic book characters, let's be honest, they're easy to make fun of for a lot of them, especially someone like Batman. That's one thing that I love about this movie is, but isn't just a parody. Like they're not just knocking it for the sake of kind of like, haha, we're on the DC bandwagon of trashing them, Batman and the movies and stuff like that. 'Cause that's not the case at all, because it's also owned by Warner Brothers, which is weird that Warner Brothers was able to make such a good Lego Batman movie, and yet they can't get the solo Batman movie off the ground. But that's a whole other thing. But yeah, Lego Batman, for those of you who haven't seen it, get on it. It's such a delightful movie. It's just like the Lego movie in the sense that it's not just a good kind of like family-friendly kids movie. It's just a really good movie. People of all ages can enjoy it, appreciate it. But I do think that people who again like comics and Batman and stuff like that will appreciate it even more, because one thing that I really enjoyed about this movie is you can tell that the people who wrote the script and everyone involved in this movie had a really good kind of deep understanding of Batman the character. Again, throughout his entire existence of a character, they really had a good grasp on the character, and I think that's one thing that made this movie so good, and also enjoyable. I think that's why some of the humor and jokes landed so well, is because they understood the character, weren't just making fun of the character for the sake of making fun of it and adding humor. It was all in good fun. And again, it's just, you can really tell the respect that they had for this property. And that's something you don't really get a whole lot with, and I guess, kind of comedy movies. Like this kind of movie, you don't really get a whole lot of that, where they have a deep respect for the character and the mythos and all that stuff. So I really appreciated that, and it was definitely one of the best parts about the movie, or I guess the concept of the movie. But there are a lot of fantastic moments throughout. I mean, it's start to finish. It doesn't let up. There's not really ever a boring moment. There's always, a lot of good humor. Always, a lot of really good moments throughout the entire movie. A lot of moments where you're kind of, actually laughing out loud, chuckling, or just a bit more subtle humor where, you may not be laughing out loud, but you're kind of like, well, that was really clever. That was really good. That was, I get that. Especially the fact that in the beginning of the movie, Batman's basically kind of being confronted by his entire rogues gallery, and obviously you have the classic ones, Joker, Penguin, Bane, Catwoman, Scarecrow, Riddler, but even the really obscure characters, Polka Dot Man, I think is his name, and Condiment King, all these probably not even D level villains. They're just they've maybe shown up a couple of times, or they're back in the Silver and Golden Age when things were a lot sillier, and no one's really utilized them since, aside from maybe the animated series. But they even poke fun at that when Joker's listing off all the names of the villains to a pilot, because he's hijacking a plane with a bomb and all that stuff. And the pilot's just like, you made up all those names. He's like, nope, they exist. They're real. It's worth a Google. I kind of want to know how many people seeing this movie, either one, didn't believe that these people existed, or two, were like, huh, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to Google this. And then, I imagine to their surprise, whoa, holy shit, Comet King actually does exist. He's a real character in comics. So that was really cool, that they just brought up a lot of really kind of deep cut characters and references to not only the comics, but again, some the old TV shows, and again, this movie somehow in continuity with all the Batman like live action, like the '60s movie, TV show, the animated Justice League or Justice Friends TV show, all the Batman movies from like the Michael Keaton one all the way up until Batman v Superman, which again it kind of is part of the humor. So yeah, this movie is just so good. It's just such an enjoyable movie. And in a way, the sad part is it's probably the best Batman movie we'll ever get, because it's not looking too good for the live-action Batman movie with Ben Affleck. So, at the same time, though, it's like, well, hey, if this is the best Batman movie we get, it's a damn good movie. So I'm not going to be, like, super bummed. Granted, I would like to get a great, live-action Batman movie. I was really looking forward to that with Ben Affleck. Again, could still be great. We'll see. The movie just has to happen first. But yeah, this was it just delivered on so many levels. It delivered in just being a good kind of family-friendly kids movie, delivered on being a good Batman movie, delivered on being a good Lego movie, because now they're kind of expanding their movie universe or whatever. And, the Lego Ninjago movie, don't know what Ninjago is. I think it's based on a TV series or something like that. That comes out later this year. Before I saw Lego Batman, I was like, Then I saw the trailer, and it's not terrible. But Lego Batman was so good, and the Lego movie was so good, and I'm like, yeah, I'll probably go see this Lego Ninjago thing, whatever it is. Because I really like the creative teams behind these movies. And again, it just seems fantastic. So, yeah, this movie's... I can't really say enough good things about this movie. All the casting I thought was perfect. Michael Cera for like a young Dick Grayson. I mean, kind of the quintessential Robin that we all, like a lot of people perceive him as, is the kind of like, weird, awkward sidekick, surrogate son type figure to Batman. Like, again, everything is just, it's perfect. Ray Fiennes as Alfred. It's just such a good movie. And not just like, not a lot of like references to even Batman and DC and comics and stuff like that, but they even have references to a lot of other movies and pop culture things, which I also appreciate. Especially there was some like Lord of the Rings, some stuff, some Doctor Who, which I like all those things. So it just makes it even more enjoyable. So yeah, if you haven't seen Lego Batman, go see it. It's so good. Like, I don't care if you're like a grown-ass adult. You're gonna like it. You're gonna enjoy it, and then you're gonna be like, man, I wish I had like my whole Lego set that I had when I was a kid. Just that way you can make up your own Lego movie and then shoot it on your iPhone and put it on a YouTube channel. It's not what I'm gonna do, by the way. That's far beyond my capabilities. But that's an idea for some of you people listening to this. So yeah, go see Lego Batman. It's so good. It's probably the best Batman movie ever. It's probably going to be the best Batman movie we ever get, too. Which, again, is kind of a cool thing and also kind of sad. But enough of that. But that pretty much wraps up this short little review. We'll go a bit more in depth in the Lego Batman movie in our next podcast, which we're going to record as of now tomorrow, at the time of this recording, February the 14th. So that'll probably be uploaded the 15th, probably. So we'll go a bit more in depth in the Lego Batman movie and all that stuff. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this review, and hopefully you enjoyed Lego Batman if you have seen it. If you have, feel free to leave your comments below on what you thought of it. And before I end this, as always, you can like us on Facebook at Pace the Pill Productions, get news and updates and all things going on with the channel. Follow us on Twitter at Pace the Pill Pro. Again, kind of same thing, news updates, polls. Got polls going on over there. If you want to vote on those and check them out, you can follow me at Irishman Jake, all one word. And that wraps this up. So until next time, everyone, cheers.